Have you ever just picked up your phone for a quick look, and then suddenly you look up and an hour has gone by, and you just feel kind of anxious and totally drained? Yeah, you are not alone. Today we are going to tackle a habit that has become way too common for all of us: doom scrolling. We're going to dig into the science behind why it happens and, way more importantly, how to break the cycle.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You pop open an app just for a second and boom, you're sucked in, just scrolling endlessly through one bad news story after another. Crises, disasters, political drama. It feels like you literally can't look away, even as you can feel your mood just tanking.
So that rabbit hole, it actually has a name: doom scrolling. But, what makes it different from just, say, staying informed? Well, it really comes down to two things: compulsion and consequence. It's compulsive because you feel this pull, this urge to keep scrolling. And it's indiscriminate because you just keep going, even when you are totally aware that it's making you feel stressed out, anxious, or just plain sad.
Now, if you find yourself stuck in this loop, I want you to hear this. It is not a personal failing. It's not a lack of willpower. It's actually a totally predictable outcome when our ancient caveman brains collide with super sophisticated modern technology. This whole thing, it's not an accident. It's by design.
So why exactly do we get so stuck? Well, it's basically a perfect storm of our own psychology. First off, our brains have what's called a negativity bias. We're literally hardwired to scan for danger. It's a survival thing. Then, you throw in some good old-fashioned FOMO, the fear of missing out, which gets dialed up to 11 during a crisis. And the final piece? The tech itself. The unpredictable feed of good, bad, and awful news acts just like a slot machine, giving us this unpredictable reward that keeps us pulling the lever, scrolling for more. It all adds up to create this illusion of control, making us feel like we're on top of the chaos just by consuming it.
And here is the fundamental mismatch, the real heart of the problem. Your ancient brain is on a mission: survival. It's constantly scanning the horizon for threats. But modern technology, it's on a completely different mission. It's built for the attention economy. Its only goal is to keep you engaged, and the algorithms have figured out that nothing grabs our attention quite like high-emotion negative content. So your survival instinct is literally being hijacked and monetized.
And look, this isn't just a vague feeling of, I feel bad. It has a real, measurable impact on our mental health. So let's actually look at the data and see the kind of damage this cycle can really cause.
Think of it like a domino effect. It starts with the simple act of scrolling, right? But that behavior triggers very real anxiety and stress, and from there it can spiral, leading to symptoms of depression, messing with our sleep, and ultimately causing a serious decline in our overall mental well-being.
All right, now let's get into the hard data. A recent study drew a direct line between doom scrolling and symptoms of clinical depression. And honestly, the numbers are pretty startling.
So first up is this feeling of being completely trapped. A huge 76% of people in the study felt like they just couldn't escape the flood of negative news online. There's a term for this. Researchers call it digital resignation. It's the state of learned helplessness, where we basically feel like the algorithms are in charge, and we're just along for the ride.
And that feeling of powerlessness, well, it has a direct, and I mean direct impact on our mood. The study found this incredibly strong correlation. A staggering 82.4% of those same people also reported feeling down, depressed, or hopeless. The connection couldn't be clearer.
And the physical toll is just as obvious. Check this out. Almost 70% of people are doom scrolling at night. What happens next? Well, that corresponds to 94% of them experiencing sleep disruption. And the result of that? A nearly universal 98% reporting they feel tired and have little to no energy. It's a straight line from a late-night scrolling habit to daytime exhaustion. Okay, so we've definitely seen the problem. It's real. But now let's talk about the solution. Because here's the good news. You absolutely can break the cycle. So let's open up the toolkit and see how to do it.
Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, gives us a really simple 4-step framework. First, just recognize it. Notice when you're doing it and pay attention to how it's making you feel. Second, limit your exposure. Create some actual barriers. Third, and this one is so key, replace the behavior. Find something else to do. And finally, you just got to repeat it. Building a new, healthier habit takes practice, so be patient with yourself.
Let's get even more specific with this. To increase your awareness, just pause and ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Simple as that. To create barriers, turn off those notifications, set an app timer, maybe even just leave your phone in another room for a while. And finally, to replace and curate, start actively unfollowing accounts that just bring you down, and find a new hobby, something that doesn't involve a screen.
You know, this quote really gets to the heart of it all. The goal is not to be ignorant or to just stick your head in the sand. It's about taking back control. It's about protecting your own nervous system and making a conscious choice about what information you let into your mind, instead of just letting some algorithm make that choice for you.
So, as we wrap things up here, let's really focus on the ultimate goal, because this is about way more than just reducing your stress levels. It's about reclaiming what is probably your most valuable resource, your attention.
Just remember this number. Over 94% of the people caught in that doom-scrolling cycle said they had trouble concentrating on other things, like reading a book or even just watching TV. This habit doesn't just steal your peace of mind. It actually fragments your focus and makes it harder to engage with the real world right in front of you.
Look, we live in a world that is meticulously designed to capture and hold our attention. But now, you know how it works. You see the playbook. And that means the power is back in your hands. So the only question left is, what are you going to do to reclaim it?